I don't even know where to start this. So I'm just going to put it on the screen. This is a video that was posted on Rising featuring Briahna Joy Gray with the title, "The Great Replacement Theory, Is Tucker Right?" Briahna Joy Gray takes a closer look at the Great Replacement Theory and argues that liberal media's focus on Tucker Carlson is a red herring. So I'm just going to let this speak for itself for a moment. I'm sure anyone watching this video, when you click on this video, you've already got your mind made up. Either you are going to defend Briahna Joy Gray in my comment section, call me a racist because I dared to criticize a black woman, or you're going to say, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Jesus fucking Christ. So I already know that. I'm not going to be changing anyone's minds here. That said, this is some crazy fucking shit. This is some crazy fucking shit.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
So, Incaino on Twitter.com, who has been on this program before, decided to do the pain, engage in pain, and clip farm this garbage-ass video. So, let's watch.
In the wake of the Buffalo Massacre, Tucker Carlson has come under scrutiny as perhaps the most high-profile purveyor of this narrative. He, of course, does not advocate for physical violence against non-white populations or anyone. In fact, Tucker Carlson is fastidiously race-neutral in his language, frequently adopting the famous colorblind quote from Martin Luther King and stressing that his interest is in protecting American culture and the American way of life.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Briahna Joy Gray is comparing Tucker Carlson to Martin Luther King Jr. I'm going to be honest with you. I am legitimately impressed by her ability to say that without laughing. Like, the ability for her to read off the teleprompter and say the most heinous shit in the world without laughing hysterically, either during or after, I'm impressed. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have that in me. I would not be able to do that. So, in that regard, shout outs to Briahna Joy Gray. So, Incaino posts, "These were the clips that Briahna Joy Gray thought proved Tucker is race neutral. Tucker refers to immigrants as more obedient voters from the third world and says that the U.S. is being invaded. He says that demographic change is the key to the Democratic Party's political ambitions."
That the left and all the little gatekeepers on Twitter become literally hysterical if you use the term replacement, if you suggest that the Democratic Party is trying to replace the current electorate, the voters now casting ballots, with new people, more obedient voters from the third world. But they become hysterical because that's what's happening, actually. Let's just say it, that's true. Let's say that again for emphasis because it is the secret to the entire immigration debate. Demographic change is the key to the Democratic Party's political ambitions. In other words, you're being replaced and there's nothing you can do about it. So shut up. I mean, they're trying to change the population of the United States, and they hate it when you say that because it's true. Our country's being invaded by the rest of the world. Let me just state unequivocally, the country's being stolen from American citizens as we watch. In political terms, this policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from far away.
So I want to be very clear. This is not like an MSNBC "we hate Tucker Carlson" like clip comp. This is like Briahna Joy Gray and the writers that paid her a lot of money to be the mouthpiece for this. They thought that this was like exculpatory evidence. Like, they thought, oh yeah, we're going to show that Tucker's not racist. Let's cue the clip of him calling people from the third world invaders. Oh, no, Tucker's not racist. But here's... Oh, you don't believe me? Oh, let me show you the clip where he calls people legacy Americans being invaded by the third world. It's not racist, though. No. That's race neutral. Legacy Americans and third world and invaders? That's race neutral. There's no implications behind third world. I mean, when you think about the third world, you imagine a person that lives in the, quote, third world. What skin tone do you imagine them having? Now, imagine you're a conservative. Imagine you're a right-winger. And you hear the term third world. What skin tone are you going to put in your head when you imagine a person from the third world? Anyway, Incayino posts another clip. Here, Briahna Joy Gray attempts to make the case that Tucker actually said nothing wrong because it wasn't explicit. Instead, she lambasts liberals, saying the more libs accuse him of being racist without being able to articulate why what he said is wrong, the more Tucker gains credibility.
Now, liberals interpret these statements about, America being stolen, etc., as dog whistles, as veiled references to a white way of life. But Tucker Carlson never says that explicitly. And the more liberals accuse him of broadly being racist without being able to articulate why what he said is wrong, the more Tucker gains credibility. Now,
So stupid. Thank you.
This here is particularly egregious. BJG claims Tucker is right. I'll just play the clips.
Tucker claims that his problem with... Tucker's right. Liberals have largely been unspecific about what their concerns are with the great replacement rhetoric. But I will be. Tucker claims that his problem with immigration is that it will fundamentally change the voter rolls of the country to benefit Democrats. This is an explicitly political argument, not a racial one, which is why the claims of racism fall flat. Tucker's right. Tucker's right. Tucker's right.
I mean, do I need to, bring any examples from history or anything? Do I need to debunk this? Do I really need to? I'm just gonna be honest. Again, if you clicked on this video, your mind is made up. Either you are gonna say, Jesus Christ, but a fucking dumbass bitch, right? You have an IQ above 5, right? Or, your IQ is below 5, and you're gonna be like, how dare you, these regular liberals, you're a shit lib. There is no... I don't need to make any arguments here. This fucking shit's crazy. This is just straight up insane. This is insane.
Tucker is right about something. The Democrats have hoped that changing demographics will inure to their political benefit. Among Congress members, Republicans are the more vocal anti-interventionists right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene is out here outflanking squad members on the absurdity of giving aid to Ukraine while American babies starve. And Latinos are an important part of the Republican base.
So now she is saying that she's using the Glenn Greenwald, Jimmy Dore line of Marjorie Taylor Greene is outflanking squad members. This fucking shit is insane. Again, just, for the people that need to hear it. The idea that the United States would ever do anything for its own citizens is ludicrous. The United States does not give a fuck about its own citizens. We all know that. The United States' history of foreign policy, let's be honest, 99% of the time, the United States is trash, fire, garbage. But also, just because the United States isn't doing anything to help our own civilians, doesn't intrinsically make sending aid to Ukraine a bad thing? Now, does it suck that the military-industrial complex has such a hold on this country that the way that it just is able to weasel the United States Congress and giving them contracts to send aid in the form of weapons over to Ukraine, does that suck? Yes. But this idea that this is a left-right thing, like just saying, oh, I don't care about Ukraine is like a left-wing position. Now, I mean, we could extrapolate this to, there are plenty of people that protested U.S. intervention in World War II. There were plenty of people that said, why would we go to war with Adolf Hitler? I mean, sure, he's, mass murdering Jewish people, gay people. Well, I mean, the United States liked that part, right? The United States was like, oh, fuck, the Nazis are killing gay people? Fuck yeah, let's go over there and get some Nazis, bring them over here, right? But people were like, oh, but Hitler didn't drop a bomb on us, so why should we do anything? Now, again, interventionism is not a left-wing position. In my opinion, left-wing position would be international solidarity against all forms of imperialist hegemony and oppression. That's my opinion on what a left-wing foreign policy would look like. A left-wing foreign policy would look like helping people that are being bullied. That's what it looks like to me. But in Briahna Joy Gray's mind, Marjorie Taylor Greene is an ultra-leftist anti-imperialist. I mean, yeah, she supports every other war. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, is supporting Putin's rhetoric that is enabling him to go to war. But that actually makes her the anti-war candidate. This fucking shit's crazy. This shit's crazy. So Incaino says, 2X's BJG had the opportunity to speak on how Tucker's rhetoric as the most watched political commentator on TV is dangerous and how much of the Buffalo Shooters manifesto reflects that rhetoric, but instead she decided to talk about how we're just not focused on important issues. I mean, again, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, and all jokes aside, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody that takes her seriously, we need to put a magnifying glass on all of these people. Anyone that you think is a good person, a well-meaning person, I'm not going to name any names, but if you know someone that's like, oh, Briahna Joy Gray, you need to send them this. Not my video. You don't need to send them my video, though you should. But send them this thread. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. This is insane. This is insane. It really is insane. Like, again, there's really nothing that I can say other than point out, where is Virgil, Texas? Like, can we talk about the fact that Briahna Joy Gray started a podcast after the Bernie campaign ended? She started a podcast with a groomer and pedophile who was exposed like 6 months into the podcast's life cycle and then disappeared from the internet. Virgil, Texas has been gone for a year and a half now? How long has Virgil, Texas been gone? Like, I remember that motherfucker, like, disappeared, like, early 2021. So, but he's still on all the marketing and branding. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that she operates a podcast where the name of the podcast is Bad Faith with Briahna Joy Gray and Virgil, Texas, right? Virgil, Texas, the accused groomer pedophile who disappeared from the internet for a year and a half or so. Why not remove him from the name of the show? He hasn't been on the show in a year and a half. So I'm just saying, this motherfucker, right, as bad company, has been caping for bad people. If you go on Briahna Joy Gray's Twitter feed and ask her, hey, what happened to your co-host? I thought you had a co-host on your show. She will block you. 100% of people that ask her about Virgil, Texas get blocked. If you go to her show page and live stream and chat and ask about Virgil, Texas, you'll get banned. If you send a super chat and ask about Virgil, Texas, you'll get banned. And now she's going on billionaire-funded media to defend Fox News hosts. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. These people are crazy. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Because why not? Why not?